Welcome to Mindflow Radio.
We are creating conscious community by sharing mindful manifesting skills and transcendental music.
We are all in this
Together. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Compassion for all.
Thank you.
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 What
Thank you.
do you
Thank you.
want
Thank you.
to manifest?
Peace.
Ooh, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Peace of mind.
Thank you.
It all starts in the mind.
Thank you.
Peace begins in the mind.
Thank you.
Peace begins in the mind.
Thank you.
Non-judgmental.
Thank you.
Forgiving.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Compassionate.
Thank you.
Respectful
Thank you.
to everyone
Thank you.
and everything,
Thank you.
including ourselves.
Thank you.
Respectful
Thank you.
to everyone,
Thank you.
to everything,
Thank you.
to ourselves.
Thank you.
Respectful
Thank you.
to everyone
Thank you.
and everything.
Thank you.
Respectful
Thank you.
to everyone
Thank you.
and everything.
Thank you.
Respectful.
Thank you.
Respectful.
Thank you.
Respectful. Thank you, Jai Lynn.
Thank you, Monty.
Here we are. Trying to breathe deep as much as possible. I tell you what, let's get as much oxygen in our bodies as we can. Get rid of that CO2. Bring as much prana in. Build as much prana as possible.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah, welcome everyone. Welcome to Mindflow Radio.
Mindflow Radio. Here we are.
We made it.
That last little ditty was our thank you song, and that was in an 11/8 time signature.
Manifesting Soundscape.
What do you want to manifest?
Yeah, I want to manifest health
Okay.
for the nation, for the world, for the earth, for the human race.
That's a sweet thing. Yeah, I would say that's what I'd like to manifest as well. Health. Balance in our minds. It all begins in the mind. Begins in the mind. That's where we get confused, I think. We're going after I don't know, if we can find more balance in our minds, then we'll just naturally be more united with each other. If we can learn how to respect everyone and be compassionate towards everyone, I think that's when we will truly evolve the human race will evolve. And we're stuck in this cavemen. We're like emotional cavemen, battling people all over the place and just creating all this bad karma. And it's time we evolved past, beyond that, we don't have to fight for the water hole anymore. We used to have to. That's how we got in this habit.
Yeah, I think we're definitely neurobiologically designed to trust our clan and not trust the other clan. And that is a definite problem.
Yes, we just need to we need to rewire, physically rewire our brains
to trust our intuition. And that doesn't always mean trusting your clan. That means questioning who's in control, why are they in control, what are they doing with their control. I also have to argue a little bit that it doesn't just start in the mind, it also starts in the gut. And where there's something called the gut-brain axis. And if the mind is not well, it can make the gut unwell. But if the gut is unwell, it can make the mind unwell.
Yeah.
And I would really definitely implore, or I don't even know the word, but I feel that our whole nation, on top of all the karma that we've endured in the creation of this nation, we are eating so poorly. We're feeding ourselves poison without even knowing it. And this is ruining our guts. This is ruining and really messing with our ability to be resilient.
Well, that's it. And it's obvious that with this COVID stuff that actually having a healthy diet is really important.
Yeah.
It's really important because
it's hard to even have a healthy diet. What does that even mean?
Well, yeah, right. I mean, the educational system doesn't teach us that.
No.
And neither does the medical system.
No.
And WTF, man.
we're at the mercy of the things that are prevalent in our life that when you really look at them, it's like, why are these prevalent? Is this a distraction? Is this distracting us from actually uniting against a true force of greed?
Well, yeah.
I'm sorry, everybody. So just a little background. I began farming in 1996. Happens to be this super important year in farming. It was the year that Monsanto figured out how to genetically modify seeds to be able to withstand more poison. And when I say poison, I mean it. It's a chemical that kills the soil. It kills all the life in the soil. It kills all of the plant matter touching the area. It evaporates into the air. It gets into the water. It's water soluble. It gets into our gut. It destroys our gut lining. And we wonder why everyone's gluten sensitive. We wonder why everybody's dealing with ADHD or diabetes, obesity, or it's just I am beside myself with grief on how we have so innocently followed the paradigm. And this food is grown by people who really think they're doing the best they can. They're being fed a really, really selfish narrative that really only serves the one speaking, which is generally Monsanto, who had to sell out to Bayer because there's so many lawsuits they had to fold. And now Bayer, a German company, is in control of American farmers. This is a major atrocity. And so I just happened to look into the state of affairs for farming and farmers recently because, I used to be very passionate about it. And it was all I talked about it to anybody and everybody for 15 years.
That's interesting. It's sort of like and then now we're segueing into this place of we're working on cultivating the garden of our minds.
Right.
So it's related.
Don't spray glyphosate in your brain, I swear.
That means stay away from the TV probably, and maybe the radio, and just being selective with our mental diets.
Yeah.
Because it does like confuse us greatly.
I just think it's so funny because it's like been poo-pooed throughout the last 25 years and hush-hush. Let's divide ourselves in this way now.
Right.
And we're fed by the media to get divided about this or that or the next thing.
I know, and get offended so easily no matter what,
Yeah, and really, there's an underlying reason. Why do they want us to be divided?
Well, of course.
Because if we united, we would go, oh my God, we've got millions of acres that is no longer sovereign. And what do we do about that? How do we cross the divide?
Well,
how do we reach these people who really are suffering? They're suffering so hard. They're the ones like mixing up the chemicals. They're the ones having to shelter their children. They're the ones that are like, oh my gosh, what are all these birth defects?
Well,
I don't get it. They are so innocently just being used.
Yeah, well, like the rest of us in all our various ways, but they are victimized by. What we really just have to do, and this is quite simple, and something the government needs to do, is stop subsidizing junk food. Stop paying the farmers to grow unhealthy crops, GMO corn, GMO beans. Stop paying them to do that and give hemp the opportunity to compete with unsubsidized crops. Let's really have a capitalist like farming system where there's a level playing field, and don't find the organic people either. You know,
that's what it's been.
If anybody, you got to certify the people who want to spray. They have to pay a little extra just to get us.
I know there should really be like a poison sign on every cereal box.
Well,
there probably is. I don't even know.
Probably not.
But it's just like we know that high fructose corn syrup is just concentrated glyphosate.
Well, I don't know
about
that.
I know that.
There's a lot of it in there probably.
But it's organic people know.
It's completely unhealthy for us. We all know that. Well, most of us.
I just know.
Some of us know that.
As somebody who ended up having a child in 1997 in the farming world.
Yeah.
And I was a migrant worker. So my partner and I would travel around and we would tree plant in the winter, which was for toilet paper. And then in the summer, we would go corn detassel in Iowa and Nebraska. And 1996 was like, okay, all right, I get it. I see this. In 1997, people were getting sick in the field. And I remember being like, so what is this? And finding out information like, oh, this is going to be the new way of farming and blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, I immediately, every part of my being knew that this was really, really bad. And how many people know about it?
A lot.
I would beg to differ. I think that people don't know about it.
Don't know that, the organic movement is growing.
Yeah, the
because
organic
people
movement's
are getting wise to it that stuff is unhealthy.
Yeah, but even so, what has happened is it's now in the rainwater. Now it's in our drinking water. It's affecting us whether we want it or not. And this is what got me, right? I have made every decision for my children and myself. I've been broke and bought organic food anyway. There was no way in hell I was going to be forced to eat that poison.
Yeah, but you were fortunate enough to have enough money to do that.
I was living on food stamps. Anyway, point being, I knew what was going on. And I thought that if I made these decisions for myself, that was what mattered. And now I look around and, you know, I not only did I make those decisions for myself, but I like literally broke my body trying to be a farmer and trying to feed people good food, which in the end I can't do anymore because I have chronic injuries.
Well, no, now you're teaching, now you're feeding people good mind food.
Yeah, I agree. But then, you know, this thing is still happening. And even though I make these personal choices, millions of acres are being poisoned every year, and which converts to evaporating into the air, converts into getting beyond those million acres and raining onto all of our land, and getting into every gas station in these food deserts where people don't have a choice and they're stuck eating this food, which affects their gut, which affects their mind.
Yeah, it's a huge problem.
It causes more fighting. It causes more aggravation. It causes ADHD. So if you think about that.
That plus massive amounts of screen time.
Right. Combine that with the screen time. Combine that with feeling like shit because your gut hurts all the time.
And your mind is like
sick.
Crazy because of all this garbage you're ingesting mentally.
Point being, this is a really big issue.
It is.
We can work on our minds, and that's what we do here, right? We work on our minds, and that's really, really valuable.
And our bodies. And we believe that our bodies are the vessel, you know, the temple.
Yeah, I absolutely.
Of our souls.
Yeah, I've followed that my whole life, which is why I made all those decisions to not succumb to the not the peer pressure, but the pressure of our system to feed poor people crap.
Yeah, and I feel your frustration around all this and your
I'm
sadness.
Like, I've been crying. I've been just like, this is nuts, people. Like I'm the canary in the coal mine right now, and there are some good organizations out there that are working with farmers and successfully transitioning them into regenerative farm practices, which is literally the name of it, regenerative farming and regenerative ag. And there is a organization out there led by a Dr. Zach Bush, who realized that he couldn't treat cancer patient after cancer patient and make a difference. And he found out where it's coming from. And this is a really big deal. This is way bigger than COVID. COVID's a distraction. Like this is just like.
Well, COVID is going to make it evident that it is a big deal.
Is it making it evident?
Well, it will be as soon as people start looking at it that way, because it's obvious that the people who are, you know, who have compromised immune systems
or eat the poison.
Yeah, for many years straight, that it really affects their ability to overcome this.
I just think, isn't it like one of our constitutional rights to like have clean air and water? Or is that not true?
Well, if you're a libertarian, that's part of it. Yeah, that's part. They consider the Constitution to is property rights. If you have property, you have the right to clean air, clean water, clean everything. You know that is with.
Yeah, and right now it's like. You have the right to spray this poison on your lawn so that the dandelions die because they're so freaking ugly.
Well, the laws in our country obviously just are there for the benefit of big business and not for the benefit of like our health.
And we've got to come together to shift that paradigm if we want it to. And we can't just fall for the distractions and divisions that they wish for us to follow so we don't unite.
Right. So it does start in our mind by just like
question
and letting go of letting go of hatred towards others, you know, and if we can find respect for everybody, then we're unified.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, and once we're unified, then we can move together to create a more healthy culture, a more healthy world. And we have all the tools now with you know, the internet and all that. We don't need their narrative anymore. We don't need it. And once we can transcend that and find peace in our own hearts and our minds, and peace towards each other, and forgiveness, and that whole game, and then blam, I want to forgive myself. I want to respect myself. I'm going to stop eating this stuff, because I'm respecting myself. I'm respecting my body.
Yeah, it really, we've got to get to the root.
Yeah.
If we really want, yes.
If we want to change.
I've been working on this for 25 years. Yeah. It has been my biggest passion besides the health of the mind. Well, it's been my biggest passion, and every choice I've made has been in regards to this. And I have talked to so many people who say they can't afford to make those choices, and that this glyphosate, not that bad. It's not that big of a deal, or it wouldn't be allowed. Well, yeah. And so the thing that comes to mind for me is, what is greed, and why do we let the greedy win? And it's not about hating rich people. No. Because that really just narrows the field of support. Yeah. But there are some rich people that are in power that just care about that. They just care about their power.
Right. Their greed. Yeah, they're driven by greed.
But it's not all rich people. And so to say I hate rich people is just really unfortunate.
Well, and people who make money off of hurting others. Yeah. They may have billions of dollars or trillions of dollars perhaps, but they also have created a bunch of bad karma for themselves. And karma is more important than money.
So they're really unhappy.
Oh, they suffer. Yeah. So let's send them compassion, because they're just stuck. Their minds are stuck in old patterns as well. And their old pattern is, I'm really suffering. Oh, I need more money. That's good. That's the solution.
It's like a meth addict. I'm really suffering. I need more meth.
Totally.
I'm really suffering. I want more chips. That's me.
Yeah.
But I always pick
I'm really suffering. I need more Facebook. There you go. There. That's me.
Oh, yeah. I'm really suffering. Do I have any notifications?
Yeah. But I have been pushing back a little bit on the social media, and I have not checked Bitcoin or anything like that in the last, 36 hours probably.
I can't say that for myself, man. I'm just so in deep with this subject, and I've been in so deep with it all week.
So have you been finding moments of peace though in your mind?
No, I really feel kind of it's a race against time. And
but your mind will work more effectively.
Oh, well, yeah. I can't say no, because I meditate and I really try to put it down.
Okay, so you do find moments of just peace.
And I try to get present and just be with the cats, but then I just think about all the suffering that we're experiencing because of some secretive, greedy people who have really hurt a vulnerable population.
Well, who are you going to blame? You could blame people for
Monsanto.
Well, okay, that can be
Monsanto and Bayer.
I guess I would go a step back from that, but I don't know. I think we need to find compassion for everyone, even the owner of Monsanto, or the families, or the family that owns Monsanto. Finding compassion for them. The people feel it. People feel when they're being hated on it. It makes them scared.
So true.
It makes them scared and oh my God, we really got to double down now because we're being attacked.
Yep.
So are we going to continue attack? That is the human strategy we've been using since we've been freaking cavemen.
So true.
It's those people, I hate them. Let's get them. And they feel it.
They threaten me.
Yeah. They're the threat. They're the cause. They're the problem. We get rid of them, we're in good shape.
Yeah.
Therefore I hate them.
I think that's why I honestly think that's why they're okay with it, because it's literally ruining our ability to procreate.
Well, literally. I don't know.
It's proven at this point that
I don't know.
1 in 3 people have fertility issues.
Yeah.
And you can thank Monsanto for that. And it's just
there's other variables.
Oh, sure. And that's the whole thing.
There's lots of variables.
Why they haven't been stopped, because there are other variables.
We got to bust out of this old paradigm that they need to be stopped and just find peace and send them love. And then it'll stop. I mean, we got to like love ourselves, love our neighbors, love our farmers, love our doctors, love our military people, love the politicians, love ourselves, love each other, love all the community members, love your enemy. I mean, that's Jesus, right?
Yeah.
That's like radical thinking.
It is.
And it's like, but it's like really intriguing. It's like, is this possible? How would things change?
Yeah.
You know, and is there a spiritual world out there? And if I get into that mode of love, is the spiritual world going to like line up with me more? Is it going to empower my angels more? Is it going to send me a few more angels, perhaps? You know, who knows how it works? But there's power in love.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think we quite likely are evolving.
Yeah.
And you know, like you've been telling me, you're the astrology person, you know, that we're entering a new age.
Yeah.
And entering an age of a time when truth is actually supported by the universe.
Yeah.
You know, and we were coming out of this age where truth wasn't supported by the universe. Everything got whacked or was whacked. We've been suffering. Humanity's been suffering from the get-go.
Yeah.
From the get-go. I mean, and we just, maybe it's time we start looking at this from a new perspective and like shift gears. We've tried the old way.
Yeah, we have.
You know? And you're right, though. We need to pay attention to what we're eating. We need to read ingredients. We need to
reach our farmers and send them love because they've been so ostracized and they've been so used by the system. And that's where I feel really strongly is they've been super ostracized and they have a very proud culture, so they don't reach out for help.
Right.
And they don't have very open minds to help because they're so proud.
And like you said, the farmers have a high suicide rate.
Yeah, they have the highest suicide rate of all careers in this
military is
country.
probably higher.
I
would, if that's a career.
You can look up the statistics if you like.
I know there's like a number of military people that kill themselves every day. That's what I've heard. You know, I'm not, but.
Okay, well, if I think it's probably a little bit of a race because I think that it's true. It's just so sad.
It is sad. We got to send them compassion and love. And
they've got to be open to the idea that there is a way out. And that's why they're killing themselves, because they think there's no way out. They're indentured servants to the bank and the chemical companies.
Well, I think we each have to realize how powerful we are, actually, how each of us is an incredible manifester. And we really have to know that, because we're taught to believe that we're not powerful, that you need to be a servant of this company. You know, you need to, do as you're told.
Well, that's
because you're not a good manifester. But in reality, we're all super powerful manifestors.
I have to just say that's not like super old. That's recent. That's like the great grandparents of these farmers did not think they needed some company to control them. They did not. That was not their narrative.
But I'm just pointing out that there have been like people who've been exploited by big business for many, many, many moons.
Yeah, about 3 decades.
Well, I mean, more than just farmers. There's people who work in factories and in coal mines and all those folks, and just all. I mean, it's an ancient game.
It's been a really hard road to get to where we are.
Well, and now we're at the place, technologically speaking, where we can create our own electricity. We don't need gas anymore.
Yeah, we have great information, great resources. It's really, it is a golden age.
We can grow our own food now.
We can grow our own
That's
medicine.
Where this
we can grow our own food.
Indoor vertical gardening. We could each of us grow like half our food probably inside our house, organic food.
I wish that we were doing that.
I mean, it's in the works. It's in the works. You got to give it 30 years.
30 years?
Patience for the majority, or 10 years, 5 years, but 10 years, I don't know, with the way technology's advancing, we can live a better life.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need.
We are living a better life.
Well, we are, but I mean,
we don't work in coal mines.
The whole world can be. I mean, we can all be growing food indoors. We can all be creating our own electricity. We can all be just.
If there were some even playing field where this stuff was considered our right and not something that we had to afford.
Well, at least, the very least, the government's got to stop subsidizing junk food. I mean, that's just that's criminal. That's negligent. That's
it's so bad.
I mean, so
it's like, make it cheap so more people eat it.
But the thing is, how many people are actually talking about stopping the subsidies? That's like a subject that nobody in the government seems to talk about. The media doesn't talk about it. Nobody talks about it. So it's not an issue, an acceptable issue, but it is the issue as far as like healing our guts, right? Yeah. I believe,
Yeah. I just having all these flashes in my mind of just the writing on the wall and just the growing homeless population and
that's
the desperation. And yet we're in this like beautiful time of possibility, and yet there's so much desperation. And hopelessness. And I've definitely been tapping into that by mistake.
Well,
but
you're talking like the collective consciousness of that energy.
This is a lot of desperation. And yet at this time, we are at a crossroads, and some spiritual leaders say that we don't have anything to worry about. We've already won.
Yeah.
And
I believe it.
I like the feeling of that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make me feel like there's just something in me that's just. I love what you said about loving everybody. Like that really got me. And yeah, I feel like I've tried sending the darts.
Oh yeah.
And they probably just make things worse. But I definitely could try to send them love. But that just sounds so hard because they've really hurt so many people.
Yeah. Yep.
And this is like beyond any way of dividing us. Like this is happening to the rich, the poor, the middle class, the black, the white, all the colors, people of color, and all of that. We're all being affected by this really deep-seated evil. I don't know how else to say it. And
according to Socrates, evil was based on just not knowing. Ignorance.
They know they're
ignorance.
doing it.
They're addicted to their mindset of greed and
sure, but they still know what they're doing. They don't.
Well,
care.
We all know what we're doing.
What? What do you mean?
I don't know. I guess when you say they know what they're doing, that's like a really an overgeneralized statement. I mean, because who knows who they are, and just believing like they all know what it's just confusing. Because I feel like you're singling them out as like people that deserve your hatred or deserve our hatred because they've. There's just been. We could do that with the government too. I hate the government. They've hurt so many people. They continue to hurt so many. But there's good parts to the government too.
I just think that this is not something that stops from any kind of status. This is across the board.
Oh, I agree.
Affecting every single human because it gets into the rain and there's other countries
I agree.
that are dealing with this. There are other countries who have completely outlawed it. Russia is going to try to be completely 100% organic by 2025.
Yeah.
France as well.
Cuba's 100% organic.
Yeah, Cuba was smart a long time ago. So it's like
it is happening.
Not just even an American problem.
But it's a movement that's happening that's heading in the right direction. we're getting
I
wise
hope
to
so.
it. COVID's going to make us wise to it.
I really hope so.
But-
And I think like the biggest thing for me is like I just don't know the best way that I can make the biggest impact, and maybe that's sending love, but like that just like makes me want to cry because I'm just like, how do I love somebody who, or a group of people who have literally put their greed ahead of the health of the fucking human race. Excuse my language.
I don't know. It's not easy, is it? No. I guess I just reared up against the word evil.
I don't know
Because
what
that's
else
like,
you would call it.
That's like a judgment, though. I mean, we're really not in position to, you know.
I love you. You're just like so good at bringing it back to love and forgiveness, and I'm just
Well,
like,
that's the truth.
I'm
See,
the person
maybe
that wants to
maybe I am a Christian.
watch
I don't
heads
know.
roll sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I've been through that. So I know what it's like.
So you mean there's
I know what
hope
it's
for
like.
me?
Oh, yeah.
Like I might be like super peace and love someday.
That'd
be nice.
It feels very good. It feels good. You know.
Yeah. So all right, y'all.
I'm a hedon.
Thanks for being there.
I'm a healthy hedonist. I'm sorry.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? Like he considers
believe-
himself a hedonist,
Yeah.
but he's like this super kind, loving
Well, I believe
person.
in karma.
Yeah.
And I believe if I'm sending out negative energy, it's going to come flying back at me.
Yeah.
And since I don't like feeling that because I'm a hedon, I'm like, no, I'm just going to put out, you know, and
That's cool. Yeah.
you know, who
that.
knows? I mean, we all have our philosophies. We all have our stories. You know, that's the thing. And if we're going to evolve, our stories have to evolve too. You know?
Yeah.
That's what I'm kind of getting at.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love you too.
So we have a song for you, a chant that maybe, and I apologize if I've triggered anybody. It's a big issue that I've been triggered by a lot lately. So I'm sure you can hear that. But this next chant is about creating safe space, and it's a protection mantra. And
let's hook into that protection.
Yeah, yeah, and that idea of the divine bringing balance into our world, and really our only job is to love.
And your angels are more and more empowered all the time.
Yeah. So I hope you all have a great week and find your ways of being strong and courageous and curious and loving.
Yeah, love empowers your angels.
Yeah. Be well. Aad Guray Nameh, 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 Aad Guray Nameh. Aad Guray Nameh, 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 Aad Guray Aad Guray Nameh, Jugat Guray Nameh, Sat Guray Nameh, Siddhi Guray Nameh. May we see all of our sisters and brothers in this human race as valuable and worthy of divine protection and love. May we reach past all divisions and find the love, the desire to be happy and healthy within each and every one of us. May we be strong and have that resilience to make a difference. Much love. Thank you for your presence. You've been listening to Mindflow Radio. You can support Mindflow Radio on Patreon and get exclusive content access. Big gratitude to Lotus Head for their mindful music, keeping us in the flow. A shout out to our sponsors, Integrated Mindfulness Institute. Online, visit www.imi.earth. For ideas, questions, or comments, contact us by email, connect@imi.earth. Many blessings on our health and peaceful evolution. We are all in this together.